Yapi. I am called Belinda Joe. I have earned 3 Dakota names in my lifetime. I've seen many winters, Wania to Ota. I have 14 children, 2 daughters, 1 son, 14 grandchildren, and 3 great grandsons. So I'm a Kushi Sam Kushi now. Kushi is grandmother. It means Kushi Sam Kushi now. I'm more than a grandmother. Okay, so I have 9 grandsons and 3 great grandsons. So I know all about basketball. All right, because that's where my mind and my heart and my spirit are right now, because we sponsored a basketball tournament yesterday, an all-out ball out at home on my reservation. So if I sidetrack here and if you hear 3-pointers or cross or something like that, okay, that's where I'm at. It was really a hard journey to get there, and at the end it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. We began with a circle. We put our youth in the middle. We blessed them. We said a prayer with them, and they played all day, and then we finished. We brought them back in a circle and thanked them for giving their time and their day to come and be with us. So that's where I'm at. I was born into a family, a Dakota family, whose first language was Dakota. So the teachings that I have are Dakota teachings from my homeland, which is the Crow Creek Reservation. We were put on reservations a while back, and that's our homeland now at Crow Creek, Fort Thompson. How many of you know where Fort Thompson is? Okay, it's a little area. I live by the river, and hearing about the horses, that's how we grew up too. If you wanted to ride horse, just go home with a friend, you get on a horse and they tap the horse and away you go. You don't get riding lessons, okay? That's how it is growing up on the reservation. And because we lived near the river, if you wanted to go swimming, you just go down to the river and you get pushed in. And that's how you learn to swim. So it's different and it's the same growing up. I'll try to stand in one spot. I usually move around. That's my life. I get called here, I get called there, and the Creator is calling, and I go. And my pony and I traveled as fast as we could to get here. Okay, so we did. We made it. I'd like to introduce 2 of my friends, relatives. Over here in the back, here in the green shirt is Lexi. Her name is Lexi. She's from my homeland, and she is also a grandmother, and she brought the Taukojas. We call them Taukoja, the grandchildren, and they went downstairs. Okay, is that where Miles went?
Yep.
I wanted him to drum for me, but I see he headed out, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so that's okay. That's what my nieces and nephews do. They know that I will call upon them to speak, so no one wants to sit by me when we go somewhere, okay? They learned, because that's what my Tui, my auntie, did to me. Okay, I would help her, drive her somewhere and help her into the building, and pretty soon, one time she said, well, before I speak, well-known speaker, she spoke our language, she sang. Before I speak, my niece Belinda is going to say a few words. And I'm going, oh, my knees start to shake, and what am I going to say in front of these respected elders? And I don't remember what I said, but at least I respected her enough to honor her wish that I speak there. So that was the beginning of my speaking role. Okay, so what's that one place where you go, Toastmasters?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't get to go there. I would just put right in there, okay, just put right in there. Now my other friend over here, my sister friend, is Miss Catherine. She's standing up. I invited her to come and be a part of our day. And when I call her, she usually comes. You know, no questions asked. Tell me how to get there. What's the address? Well, I don't know yet, but we'll find it. So that's how we get there, you know. And we've been in many situations as well as Lexi over here. Sometimes we're the Lexi and I are the Native American Lucy and Ethel. Okay, I'm the Lucy, sometimes she's the Ethel, and then we switch, and then Catherine's pretty much the Ethel, I think, and then I'm the Lucy. So that's how we go around and see the world. There are many places to see. If we stay in our little corner, we don't get to experience so the joy and the stories and the hardships and the difficulties from the trenches of life to where we're at today. And for me, my challenge, which was put forth by my family, my challenge today is my greatest challenge, I will tell you, because today is my daughter's birthday, and I'd like you all to remember her in your prayers. We have so much addiction going on at home in Fort Thompson. We're vulnerable. We're easy pickings because we're wounded, and we're, and some in poverty. So we have a lot of addiction, and it's really hard to love someone who's addicted and so angry. So that's my greatest challenge. And coming here today, I called her. I couldn't reach her or leave a voicemail, so I sent up a prayer, and it'll get to her. But that's a challenge about love. About love, how it's hard to see the person inside their heart, to see that instead of the addictions, because it's so volatile. So that's my challenge. How do we keep loving them and letting them know that's that trickster inside of them that is tricking them. We call him Ukdomi. He's tricking them, but they need to see that themselves. So that's my greatest challenge. So our Creator has a way of getting messages to us. So 2 weeks ago, there was a message on my voicemail. This is somebody call me, not even hello or anything. And so I thought, okay, well, I will when I get time. And I knew who it was. Then somebody called late at night, but I didn't answer. Finally, I called back, and the person was drinking. But the first words he said to me was, remember to think and talk from your heart. And I'm going, oh my gosh. I was expecting to hear other things, and that came from someone, a Vietnam veteran who's been through the ringer. He shared those words with me, and I felt pretty low because I thought I was going to hear something else. So our Creator does work in mysterious ways, and he's doing that, and he's fulfilling my life. He's taking me on many journeys. And it's because of our grandmothers, our Dakota grandmothers, your grandmothers, that we get to experience these journeys and walk through the hardships and do whatever it takes to get to places as beautiful as this church here, this place of worship. It's really nice. We have a nice place. And for us, we have places that we go into, and we pray and we sing and we get cleansed. And you probably know about those, the sweat lodges. But they're called inipi because it's the breath of life. You renew yourself in there, and then you go out. So sometimes it's the dirt. Sometimes we have carpet, little pieces of carpet, but it's a connection to Mother Earth. So we have that connection to the earth, to the mini, the water of life, mini wichoni, and to our Creator. So that's how it is for some of us. And it's okay, as long as we have respect for wherever we go, we'll be all right. So sometimes I get off track here. I'm a teacher, so I've learned to connect with our students in various ways. We don't all learn the same, so that's where we're at in my life. Right now, I'm a teacher. I'm a Dakota language teacher at Crow Creek Elementary. I teach kindergarten through 5th grade. I teach them our language, our culture, songs, dance. We sing, we play hand games. So we have been on a journey. On February 27th, 2019, we sang for the governor. We were invited to Pier. and we sang and we danced. They danced. So my life is really full right now, especially at that age, because they can see right through us. They know if I'm having a hard day. Miss Joe, you're grouchy. Miss Joe, you're grouchy. You look grouchy. And I'm not going to say, no, I'm not, because if they see that, I know that something's going on. So I validate them. Or, Miss Joe, I love you. It's just beautiful working, well, really not working with them, but being with them and teaching them. And I know when I had a hard day, when I go home, go out the doors, school doors, and I get in my car and my ponytail's way to the side, then it's like, oh, okay, that was a challenging day. It was a challenging day, and it's also very fulfilling. So my life right now is focused on the youth, because they're the ones that are going to lead us into the future. They're going to lead us into the future, so it's up to us to help them lead, and someday we will follow them. So before I sing for you, I'd like to explain my regalia. Growing up, I'm the oldest of six daughters, and when I graduated from high school, there was a prophecy that was set forth for me by my parents and my family. And that prophecy was that I would be the one to receive an education, because none of my family, my kushi, my uka, my grandma, grandpa, aunties, uncles, my mom, my ate, and my dad, they never finished high school. They never had that opportunity. And I think it was because of the harshness of the educational system at that time. They didn't finish at all. So they put the prophecy out there that I would be the one to get an education. At that time, being young and foolish, I thought, I'm not going to. I'm going to go get a job. I'm going to do this and have a sports car and live in a apartment with a chandelier and all that. That was my journey at that time. Well, it did. I went full circle, and I did. I received an education in higher learning. There's one more step to go, and that might be it. I'm not sure yet. Anything's possible. So I did. I received an education, book learning, and I love to read, several books at a time. I love to read, so that helped. That helped. So I really advocate for education, even though I know education, I will say, is not for everyone. Some people have their own journeys, and I respect that. I'd like to acknowledge Felicia. She came to be with us today. You just raise your hand. Okay, I won't have you come up and sing, okay? Just thank you for joining us. She goes to school here. You are what? What grade? 6th grade. Okay, good. Thank you for coming up to join us. Some of my grandchildren, Lexi's grandchildren are downstairs, and there's one, the youngest one there, he's asleep. So he probably thought, I'm going to take a nap, while they're talking. He said, oh, oh, okay, all right. The little one said, oh, So I want to explain my regalia here before I sing for you. This is a cape. I am a traditional dancer. I dance at powwows since I was a little girl. I'm still dancing. I still dance today. And this cape was given to me at a time in my life where I was down. I couldn't get back up. I was getting hit and hit by this and that. My mother went home to the spirit world. My daughter went to prison. My grandson was really hurt, really bad. And he came to me, and so I thought, oh gosh, I couldn't even work. I couldn't think. It was really hard time in my life. We were going to lose our home. Here my friend called me over. She lived across the river. She said, come over, let's have some tea and talk. And so I went over there and we visited, and she said, I have something for you. And I said, oh, okay. So she brought this cape out. She said, sister, I want you to get back into the powwow circle. I said, I'm not ready and I don't know if I can. And she said, well, this is for you. You take this home and you wear it when you're ready. So I was so honored because this means a lot. So I did. I took it and I tried to dance again, and my heart wasn't in it. Eventually, I did. I did. So I wear it today. So this represents. This is a symbolism, a representation of the richness of our people, our grandmothers, our mothers, our grandmothers. When you see someone have a cape on, know that they are rich with blessings, not rich with pearls. That these are representation of the pearls, or rich with diamonds, or rich with gold. That's not the riches that represents our way of life. When someone has on a cape, they're telling you that they are rich with many blessings of children, of grandchildren, of great-grandchildren. So that's what this symbolizes. When you see someone wear this, oh, they are a rich person. Not with money, not with fancy cars or homes. Those are okay, but this is what this represents. This medallion came from the men in prison here in Sioux Falls. I'm the tribal prison liaison from Crow Creek, so I go into the prisons all within state here and talk with them, sing for them, and share with them. And they really treat me well, so they sent this out for me. This medallion here. I went in there a couple years ago to one of their powwows, and I came home with this. I had to earn it. I had to go up there and sing in front of a lot of people there because it was a family powwow, and there was a elder gentleman, Lakota man, Grandpa Uga. He and I were called up there to the front, and I thought, oh, what are they going to do? They might make us yodel. They might make us do something, you know. But I thought, okay. So I go up there, and they have him sing first, and I thought, oh, he's a composer of our songs. How am I going to sing after him? But I did. Took one step, shaky leg. Another step, another shaky leg. But I got to the podium, and I said, okay, I could do this. But what they told us was, you need to sing a song. Would you sing a song? Oh, okay, I could do that. In your language. Okay, I could do that. But it has to be a love song. Oh my gosh, and then everything went out the window. But I did it. There was one song I remembered, and it was a generic love song that our people know. So I was okay. So the grandpa received one drum, and I received this one. So I had to earn this by shaky legs and working through my fear, but doing it anyway. I was really nervous and afraid, but I did it anyway. So someone tell me what this red is on this side? You get a Dakota value card if you do. That's what my students get. Anybody? Take a guess. Anybody?
Sunshine.
Huh?
Sunshine.
This here red part here? Sunshine?
Yellow sunshine.
This part right here?
Orange.
Okay, I'm not talking about the middle, but this red part right here on the side.
Is that a direction?
One of the directions. Yeah, one of the directions.
Okay?
The 4 directions.
Anybody else? Come on, be young at heart.
Family.
Okay, family, and be young at heart. Think like a young person, a child, or youth. Okay, Felicia, what is this here? Red, right here. Huh?
Love?
Love?
Yeah, she said love. Huh?
It's part of love. Actually, it's Kool-Aid. Oh, Alicia, you were the closest to it too. Okay, the love, because the love that we had for our people that evening when we had prayers in my home, my teepee. prayers, and it was just so beautiful. There were tears and there was laughter, and we were united for one evening. So this was brand new at the time, but you know when you get something, you have to break it in. So that's what happened. There's Kool-Aid that was spilled on here. So that's part of the youth, you know. That was their contribution. So I just wanted to share that part with you. Because it usually gets people every time, you know. Because sometimes, yes, sometimes we're in our worlds, and it's hard to get out of that and go into the world of our youth, or the mindset of our youth, or our children. You know, and they're so simple and innocent and beautiful. So I'm going to I was going to share a song. I'll share a song for you. I needed Miles. He left right now, so let's come up now. Okay, my friend Catherine is going to come up and sing a song with me. And before we do that, I want to tell you that children have a gift. They have a gift for us. And the gift that children, this one little girl gave to me is, I think she was 5 at the time. How many of you have seen the Dignity statue? Okay, we were part of the blessings. We were part of that day. And I was asked to speak there, so I brought my youth, my singers and dancers, and Catherine came and helped us. So after that blessing, people started going over there. And one of my relatives said, "Oh, I want to share something with you, cousin." She said, "I took, what's her little girl's name?" She said, "I took her over to the Dignity statue because she's never been there." And her little takoja, Haley was 5. This was a couple years ago. So I took Haley over there, and Haley stood there and looked at the statue, and she said, "Grandma, don't you know that dignity is cousins to the Statue of Liberty?" Oh my gosh. She already made a relative. She knew that they're already relatives. She didn't look at the color of the skin or the statue or whatever. She's seen from her heart that we are related. And I shared that with Dale Lamphere, the creator of that statue. And he was very moved, very moved. So we're going to sing a thank you song. A thank you song to say thank you to our children, our grandchildren, all our people. To all our people, our ancestors, for giving us life, and for the children, for their teachings. And Miss Catherine here, if you would help lead the song off. Let me take this off. I'm not used to wearing these, so. Okay.
The song has to do with giving thanks and starts out with Wakam Tanka. I have a brother who's originally from Kyle. He's a first language speaker, and he went through a lot of journeys, but he's taught a few things. And I'm going to share what I heard him say. And if I make mistakes with that, those mistakes are mine. But the teaching is his. So if it comes out good, thank you, brother. But he said long time ago, when the missionaries came, they wanted a word for God. And the people didn't really have a word for God because it's kind of huge, beyond ourselves. And so the elders got together and they visited. And this Wa has to do with like the whole thing. And a lot of you have heard Tonka. That's like something really big, like Tatanka's the buffalo. It's really big. And in the buffalo, that sinew that holds everything together, that's calm. That's calm. So the word they gave to the missionaries was Wakam Tanka, the big thing that holds everything together. So that's how the song starts out. And one of the words that repeats is Pidamaye, and that is it pleases me or thank you. And another word is Wichoni, which is life. You give us life. And if you don't start it out, I'll sing along.
Right now, my mind is on the basketball song, so, okay. I'm still.
Wakantaka tonkashena vidamaya he chanupa wakachamaya guelo vidamaya he we chose ani wa maya kuelo hidamaya hidamaya. And I'm singing L and she's singing D, so shall we try it again together?
I'll start it off.
All right. I went too low too.
Okay. All right. Wakataka tukashina vidamaya Elohe chanupa wakachamaya kue vidamaya Elohe we chose ani wa maya kue vidamaya vidamaya.
And I bespoke myself, that was hell. We choni his life and we chose on his health. And that's just sort of a surface translation of those Dakota words because they go deep and deep and deep in layers like that. So,
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
Vidama. The song that we just sang also has a story. We were at a church gathering in Fort Thompson at the Catholic Church. And one of my relatives who has a beautiful voice, and he also is a pianist, and he plays the organ for church. He said, "Shall we sing a song?" Roland St. John. He said, he's a relative. "Shall we sing a song for the people?" I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, you lead it off. You lead it, and then I'll help you." So we went outside and we harmonized. Then we went back into the church. And my sister happened to be there. She came in, so I invited her to come sing with us. And then there was another relative there, Callie. So I invited her to come sing with us. So we went up there to the front. Well, Callie has a real high voice. She started the song and went way up there. Okay, so we struggled to bring it down and to find a balance. Finally, finally I thought, okay, what can we do? Okay, so the chanchaga, we didn't have a drum at the time, but we had the podium. So I just started, going like that with the podium. Then we got back on balance. Okay, all right. So things happen in life. When they do, what is it? That word, you have to punt. You know, punt, or is that football next? Okay, all right. But anyway, you have to punt to get there where we're supposed to be. So we finished the song, and my relatives said to me, he said, well, he wasn't happy, okay, because he has a beautiful voice, and you know I can harmonize with him because he takes it higher. I mean, I could follow him, but that's what happened. So when life comes, throws you a curveball, what is it? You gotta catch it. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do to catch it. Go run with it, whatever you need to do, and get to places where our Creator takes us. All right, so that was my story of Dakotas. And I know, is his name Amor? Okay, and is that your last name? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, well, maybe relatives somewhere down the road, okay, all right, so that's, I'm okay for now.
All right,
Okay,
all right, we're gonna
Thank you.
change this.
Okay.